Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network. Apologies for the delay in today's upload. I had an absolutely wild morning today. I got my separation orders from the Army. Was not planning on getting them today. So absolutely wild day for me. But welcome back to another episode here on the Bodybuilding News Network. As always, I'm your host, Josh Sanch. By the end of the video, if you enjoy this style of content and want to see more like this, definitely consider subscribing. But as we get into today's video, we have some phenomenal topics to talk about, and we're going to start off with none other than Breon Ansley sharing some recent physique updates, posing routines, and training footage as he makes his official transition from the men's classic physique Olympia stage, as he is a former two-time classic physique Mr. Olympia Champion. He doesn't need to qualify, and he's been doing that for at least the last 6-7 years. He's been competing in the Mr. Olympia Classic Physique division. Just recently, in the last 12 months, he has announced that he's going to be making the move to the 212 division. Totoro agrees with me as he screams from across the apartment. It is something he likes to do ever since the wife moved out with the other two cats, his two brothers. So super sad. But the question is, ladies and gentlemen, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, is how competitive, genuinely, how competitive do you think Breon Ansley is going to be at the Olympia level for the 212? I have no doubt that he's going to be able to qualify and win a show. I know in a recent not conference, but kind of like a talk show type thing they had at the LA Fit Expo, where it was like a kind of live Q&A. They did mention, or at least Salty Sean Ray did mention that Breon was hoping to get a special invite for the 212 Olympia. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that he's going to need to qualify just like everyone else to include other Mr. Olympia champions trying to compete in other divisions. Case in point, Shaun Clarida. Now, in my opinion, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, but my opinion on this one, I think Breon's going to have a good chance of placing well at the Mr. Olympia in the 212 if he does, and when he does win a show. The question is going to be how much conditioning is he going to be able to contain and retain while still bringing a bigger and fuller package. That's my question, and that's kind of my thought on the matter. Moving into Shaun Clarida, another guy, another competitor that is just going to be such a wild card coming into this Arnold Classic lineup. I know I say it about quite a few people. I think Akeem is going to be a dark horse pick. I think Andrew Jacked, again, we'll talk about him in just a second, but another guy who's just going to be such a wild card in this lineup. But Shaun Clarida, by far, is going to be the most and biggest exclamation point, asterisk. If you're a coder, asterisk is kind of a thing. He's going to be one of these absolute freaks coming into this show, the Arnold Classic, a two-time 212 Mr. Olympia champion, coming into one of the most prestigious shows of the year at the Arnold Classic. He's going to be battling it out against some absolute monsters, absolute mutants, if I will be so bold. Nick Walker. He's going to be battling against Andrew Jacked, and also you can't count out Big Ramy is going to be in that mix. We have a lot of big dudes that he's going to have to go up against, and frankly, if we're going to think about who he's been able to beat, he did win that Legion Sports show in the open against a Regan Grimes said on a recent Jay Cutler cast, or Cutler cast, right? Is what it's called? Cutler cast? Cutler Talks. He did mention that Regan said that was his all-time best package. So he did beat the best ever Regan Grimes, and also debatably a good version of what's his name? Sergio Oliva Jr. Sorry, I was about to say Flex Wheeler, but that's not possible. So he did beat good competitors, but he has yet to have the opportunity, not the ability, but the opportunity to stand on stage against a former Mr. Olympia, two-time Mr. Olympia champion Big Ramy, and then also a previous Arnold Classic Open champion Nick Walker. I think this is going to be a very good test to Shaun Clarida to see if he's going to stay in the 212. If he's able to place anywhere in the top 2 here, I genuinely think he should hop into the men's open. And that is not to say that the 212 doesn't belong here. That's an entirely different conversation we can have in another video if I get enough comments asking for it in the comment sections below. Moving into Andrew Jacked, we did say we were going to talk about him. Andrew Jacked sharing more training footage and sneak peeks, if you will, of his physique coming into, it'll be what, tomorrow, Saturday, will be 3 weeks out from the Arnold Classic Ohio, the 2023 Arnold Classic. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, like I kind of alluded to in the beginning of the video, I do want to say I think Akeem Williams is a dark horse pick. But Andrew Jacked is the dark horse pick if we're talking about a top 4 finish. Again, the critique is here. He's been making amazing strides and crazy improvements in the conditioning, in the posing, in the complete mass and muscle and complete package. He's only been competing for about a year, ladies and gentlemen, but that does not give him room to show up off. And I think that was the main reason for him to switch up his entire coaching panel, his entire training camp coming into this Arnold Classic. He's with the Psycho Chris Lewis, and then he also left George Farah, no disrespect, obviously, and joined forces with the legendary, the technician, Chris Aceto. And Chris Aceto is one of those guys that knows how to bring athletes in with amazing conditioning. Aceto has plenty of athletes in this lineup for the Arnold Classic, so I'm sure he's going to look forward to getting all these ladies and gentlemen prepped for this Arnold Classic. Now, I am excited to see what kind of package Andrew Jacked is going to bring. Again, Jay Cutler on another separate show on the Cutler Cast, another episode where he had somebody on. He did mention that this is the best he's ever seen of Andrew Jacked coming into a show. He said, I think the comment was by far better than the Mr. Olympia already. Also, moving into the next story here, our good friend, he's been on the show before. He's done a couple pro show recaps and previews with us here on the Bodybuilding News Network. And he's had somewhat of a hiatus from the channel, but I do hope that this can get him back on the channel. I know he's a little shy when it comes to getting behind the camera. Ty Jordan Bodybuilding over on Instagram, sharing some physique updates we just saw. We'll see a little bit more at the end, and then also some quite impressive training footage. I am very interested to hear the philosophy behind the, I don't want to say partial reps, but he's not letting the bar go all the way to the chest. I'm wondering if that helps him isolate the chest more. I know with myself, I have a lot of shoulder pain when I really try to get the weight at the full range of motion. So would love to hear that, but Tyler is prepping to compete and win a regional qualifying show early in 2023. You can see by his physique here, he's very impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing what show he ends up doing and probably winning. And last but certainly not least, at Fit Rockstar, Isabel Terrell shares some recent news on a recent Instagram Live with our good friend Corey Swingergoss. I'm never going to get that one right. Sorry, brother. And he's with the Van Island Showdown, the only all-women's pro show. They did say that she's going to be competing at that show, and he also plugged BNN, so I wanted to give a quick plug here, and then also give Miss Terrell a plug as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for another one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out other videos on the channel. But I'm your host, Josh Sanch. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.